Okay, so first thing we'll take a look at is your setup with the stance, obviously.
Yeah.
That was you obviously
like
before.
a squat there.
It looks like you did a deep squat. Like
when you were showing to the start, I was like, it doesn't seem that far away.
yeah, and then we look at how you are there, and that massive change.
Height
Okay.
difference as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, and again, you look tall on the right hand side, and secondly, when you go on this one here now, that was your backswing. So very stiff, very rigid. A lot of issues on the back there. Okay, compared to now, this is a practice swing, I think. Oh, that was the real thing. Now your head followed. I don't know what you were looking back there for. I didn't know. To be fair, yeah. Keep looking at the ball. To be fair, that's one that we should know. But you haven't done that before, okay? But look at the length of that backswing now.
Yeah.
Your arms can actually get somewhere.
And my legs are bending as well.
Yeah. And is your left arm bending? Not really. It's not sort of collapsing and hinging. No. Now your head's gone a bit further, which is why you probably turn more than what you probably want to. Okay. But at least from here now, as you come back in the golf ball, your lower half now can move into the golf ball. You can shift towards target. The knees can move. This foot flaring out a little bit and being on the heel enables that sort of slight pivot. And that's like Jordan Spieth sort of movement. Yeah, when it's a golf ball, his foot always does that. I mean, it's not quite Scotty Scheffler-esque, but it's Jordan Spieth-esque where his foot spins out of there, and you can get to that full position there.
It feels
over your left shoulder.
Like I've never been told like collapse, not almost like collapse your right knee.
Yeah, well, it just lets you. I mean, your hip moves in and rolls out, and the knee kind of just bends with it. It's kind of a move that will happen as long as you're able to do it.
It's like.
But you look from when you were here now. I mean, your knee's got no chance really getting across there. I mean, it'd have to be a big old slide, and then. Yeah, a bit of a gap there. Well, exactly. And again, the length of that swing now, it all looks a bit kind of like stiff and a bit rigid. Yeah. And I think just generally the movement, say, when you swung the golf club on this left-hand one, the club looked a bit heavy and a little bit, Whereas this one, now again, because the swing takes longer to complete, it'll always look a bit sort of slower. But at least when you swung this golf club, there's a little bit more kind of flow to the swing.
Yeah, I don't know what that head
I didn't notice that on that one there, but hey, so be it, okay? Just looking back at the whoever's over, so the camera's watching me, you said. So, but yeah, that ability now, for me, the positive thing is that you're able to make movements now, build your confidence up to keep that healthy. That is the number one thing and the main priority, okay? If I'd rather get to 20 handicap and better play for 3 or 4 games a week if you wanted to, than get to 15 and be in agony. So let's look at it in that regard, okay? At the moment, when you're looser and more relaxed, you're able to kind of release your arms better, so you're able to square the club face up. Okay. If you can hit some shots, again, go to driving range and hit some shots if you can do. Practice this movement. I would practice that movement. We said, just to say, jokes aside, just brushing your teeth, just doing that over time. The more you get used to doing this, it will just be almost a bit of physio for your back in some ways. You know, I can do this move. Always go as much as your hips go. Don't try and go further. We want effectively when you finish this movement, your back to be as sort of straight and neutral as possible. Yeah.
Is that over? Exactly?
Well, we go further with the golf club in your hand because you're turning more. But that's why you want to rotate at least this amount. If you try and keep your feet on the ground and they're wide here, your hips can't go as far, but you're still going to turn your shoulders through. I mean, even on this one here now, where you went through. I mean, your shoulders still turned through fully and your hips haven't really... That's your hips there and that's your shoulders. That's a big...
That's going to hurt.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, it's a lot of... I think you see the sort of creasing on your jersey. You're going to be kind of like down there. You do that enough every day over a long period of stuff hitting golf balls, it is going to hurt. And that's going to cause more issues for me long-term going forward. And as obviously we get older, you're going to get a bit stiffer and things aren't going to work as well anyway. So finding a setup that's flared, narrower, that gives you more mobility. And I think now you've got the confidence you can move. Allowed to be a little bit looser with your arms going back, and don't be afraid to let things hinge and move, okay? I'm not saying bend your left arm, but I'm not saying keep your left arm straight, because when you try and keep something straight, you just lock it. And you end up taking... And then from here now, as you come through the golf ball, your arms being a lot looser here, you can get away from the old arm backswing, Fleetwood follow through. Okay, they're good because they've got the other side of their golf is a bit different, whereas you've got kind of the difference of their... Exactly. Exactly, All right, so... If we can get that looser feeling and more of a kind of a natural release, hopefully we should see the golf ball going a little bit to the left and just staying left because your path is slightly left, okay? Right. If that happens, don't worry about it. Just keep work on that swing and work on a strike. And then probably next session we can then work on changing the path the right way. Not you trying to go, I can send the ball to the right hand side, just shoving it other ways, okay? So get that first movement done and then we'll go from there, okay, mate?
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Good stuff.